What's up, everybody? This is RAF204 with.
Hooray.
All right, we're back at it with another video. Um, so this topic that I wanted to bring up is basically PC gaming and console gaming, and how people I think should start moving towards more PC. If you like consoles, I get it, but I think that the future is PC gaming. Um, as a console gamer myself, as V calls me, a console player. Um, even though I,
Refugee, excuse me.
huh?
A refugee, excuse me.
Yeah, refugees. Excuse me. Yeah. I feel that as a person that comes from both ends, I'm still learning a lot about PC and everything. And I'm getting the full experience on PC right now, and I've gotten the full experience on console a long time ago. And I can actually tell you what's what, and for I know that there's different types of people that want to stay on console, because they like the ease of use of just pressing the button and the console turns on, and then that's it. Um, which I'm so happy that people are actually building consoles, um, PC console like experience, with like 3D animation. All this stuff was the 3D building machine, whatever was this called again, B?
Enter.
Printer, yes. I was looking at the guy's name. So this is a video by Tech by Matt. I'll put this video in the description. So give him props of what he's building. I like to watch these videos a lot, and I've been watching a lot of build your own PC videos as well, just to get that full experience on what's inside a PC, and it's very interesting how they do it. I'm like amazed,
Yeah,
especially.
maybe someday you'll graduate and build your own PC.
I don't need to build my own PCB. I paid for my PC to be built, and I bought it. Right? I think that cuts a lot of corners. Okay, I don't want to build something and blow it up and mess up. So I
Guess
don't.
what? Things getting old and I had to be upgraded.
How my PC's? I got a 4080, bro. You need an upgrade.
Yeah, well, eventually in 10 years, if it will still, if your parts will still live to that,
Yeah,
you will have to switch them.
you definitely need an upgrade. Um, but yeah. So just seeing Tech by Matt over here building his own PC with the 3D printer. Uh, well, he's building a console actually, like a Steam machine. I don't know if you guys remember Steam machine. I learned about that a couple months ago about the Steam machine and how Steam is trying their best to create a console like experience at home, for PC players to just plug and play, and that's what to me I think what console gamers want. Like all they want is just the ease of use. Like they want to play on PC, but they don't want to deal with the headache, updates, and crashes, and which crashes happen everywhere. And you need this card, and then this game is crashing, or it's not optimized for PC, and all these problems that PC has, which I think console has a lot of problems too. There's a lot of times that my console's broke, that uh, my PS3 disc drive broke. I had to get a new one. Same thing with the PlayStation 4. The fan just acting like a freaking jet, and then it just shut down on me and broke on me, and I had to go get another one. There's a lot of problems. No machine, no console is perfect. So you just got to deal with what you get. I know V's just been on only PC, so he doesn't know about the experience of being on a console. But you can kind
No, I
of,
know.
oh yeah, you did play on PC. I mean on console, right? What was your
Yeah.
first? What was your first console?
Well, first one was probably PS3, but I also played on PS2 and PS1, maybe even also.
Oh yeah, yeah. Before you got yourself a PC. And what do you think about the PC and the console now?
Well, now I honestly, right. Let's be frank. Console is just a modified PC.
Nope.
People make money out of a console by just selling you the access to it, by selling you games through it.
Yeah.
It's just well, by the very very definition of of that word, a scam, really.
Yeah.
A consumerist scam is what it is. But hey, thing is that right? You're right about the part that it's very much a convenient is what it
Yeah.
is. That
Yeah.
the only now that I think about it, the only way the only justification I guess for a console existence is on if you're don't care about the games in general, you're just it's just because for us I guess games are a little more than than nothing I guess compared to maybe regular people who don't even involve themselves in nothing, who have who don't really care, who will treat the games as as just as a as a little movie or something, or you know, um, a little a trip to the arcade. I don't know, but localized in your bedroom, I
Right.
suppose. For those people, consoles are, I suppose, a perfect choice, and and that's why they probably were exist. Well, not really, but that's the definitely a big market for those people. But in general, consoles, I think, again, the justification, at least now, for consoles is only would be unless you're unless you're a person who really don't give a shit about games, just to be
Right.
straight, or you're a child, or rather you're a parent of a child who wishes to to or a child who wishes to play games. And I guess one of the easiest ways to access that without any headaches would be through some sort of a console. But in general, I think consoles, I think they are very much a relic of a bygone era where you know uh, where PCs were just coming out, and and consoles were I believe were designed as a some kind of as basically like a portable arcade again, that you can because back in the day, when there was no consoles and no games like that, arcades were the the gaming entertainment, I suppose. But then they decided to port them into know I guess like a phones, right? Phones
Yeah.
back in the day used to be out in the street, or out in a certain places, stationary, right? And now you can take a phone everywhere you go, and and it's convenient like that. Same with the consoles, I suppose, that they were very much initial start as a centralized, gaming focused experiences, because games were in the first place are kind of weren't so big in that sense. But then but then again, in a sense, well, it depends how you view it, I suppose. Console could be considered a DVD player, really, and that's what was considered back in the day to be a DVD player that that stores, I guess, games on the disc. But now, considering how things are getting more, with things getting more complicated and elaborate,
Okay. Okay. Let's
it's
see
not.
how.
It's
Let's.
it's not. It's not just consoles is not just a DVD player, but the machine itself, that it has to be powerful to run those games in the first place. Well, and in that sense, consoles are from the older days of becoming being a DVD player, now turned into straight up PCs, but with the all locked, I guess locked into a specified system of PlayStation or Xbox thing, basically stores.
Yeah. I mean, I just like the fact of how things are moving forward, and I'm pretty sure Steam or anybody can come in and just answer that question. And because there's a market for console players, there's a market for those people that you want to bring into PC, and the only way to bring them in is to actually give them what they want. They want a console like experience from PC. So somebody has to do it. I think myself, Steam should do it. I think they are on the verge of doing it, but I also think anybody else can come and do it. I think Valve, I mean not Valve, who is it? Asus, working with Xbox and that handheld. I think they can actually bring that console like experience to the home theater, like you say. And then there's a lot of players there that you can grab, a lot of people that you can get, and I know for a fact a couple of my friends, they won't get on PC at all because of the fact that they don't like the whole, oh, I gotta buy a big ass a desktop. I gotta buy another screen. I'm like, no, man, you don't have to do all that. You can buy the the desktop, and you can just plug it into your TV, and then get a little wireless remote. Like I have a wireless keyboard that's connected, and I use an HDMI, and that's it, bro. And you get that console-like experience with big picture mode on Steam, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm very comfortable coming from consoles. I did have to adjust a little bit, but I think that pulled me in right away. And then when I don't want to be on the big screen, I can come and be on in front of my PC when I'm working. So I think overall, like it's a very good experience. In the long term, you don't have to pay for internet because you're already paying for internet. You're already paying your internet provider to have internet. Why do I have to pay again to play with my friends? Like that's the problem that I'm having right now. Playing with my friends, they all play on PlayStation, and I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna play on PlayStation anymore. I'm tired of being on that shit. I don't want to pay monthly, even though it's like $10 a month, and I know they're gonna raise it. I don't want to pay for that shit anymore. I'm done with that. I bought my PC for a reason, and that's where I want to play at now. So we're gonna have to play cross play type of games. So that's what we've been doing lately. Playing like that. Right now, I just recently got Helldivers again, and my friends love it. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna get it because you guys play that game a lot. I'm gonna get it too, and then we'll play together. And I'm starting from scratch. Um, I did buy it for the PS5, and I barely played it, but now with all the upgrades and all of that and everything, and it plays way better on PC. So I got that. Um, but yeah, like just doing that, transition, picking up those console players. I think Steam, somebody's gonna come in and get it. And I think, like you said that Xbox is trying to like grab by doing it with the Steam Deck or by doing it with a handheld. You said something like that to me,
Yes.
like basically having a console like experience with the Steam Deck. You just plug it into your TV, and then you connect the controller to it, and that's it. You have a console like experience right there. You're not gonna get the best graphics, you're not gonna get the best visuals, you're not gonna get the best frame rate because it's meant to be in your hand. It's not meant to be on the screen, on the big screen. So that's one of the things. So that's why people need to like. That's why Valve needs to come out with their own like Steam console like experience. I think that's going to be huge in the next coming years. But I also think Xbox is about to do it. You know, so just like he's doing right now, he's connecting the PC. What do you think about this?
Yeah, as we discussed, not necessarily this, but the docking situation that probably as many there was a rumors about PlayStation doing some kind of a docking situation similar to Nintendo, where you have a we have a to go type uh handheld device that you can then dock to a more fuller more powerful station that you have at home and have a better experience in that sense. Then it will be then it be a natural evolution of console experience and I guess PC experience from the side of Valve, if they decided to implement combine their two gaming platforms like that, the console and handheld into a
Yeah, yeah,
uh one system like that, that will bring that PC experience into a to a manageable and efficient form factor of a console. And and yeah, and they will definitely be capitalizing on that part.
but what do you think about this? The like the home. You see how he just built it and he put it right there, plugged it in. He connected a controller to it, and look, you're getting a PC experience with a big picture mode. I guess I think he installed Steam OS on there with Linux, um, and look, you just play it and it looks way better, and he did it on
Yeah,
his own.
yeah, he did nothing really there that is outside of all he did is just printed a case, which is absolutely not necessary. It's just for show, I guess, because he was trying to replicate the look of the console.
Yeah,
As I said, you can do exactly the same thing with the regular PC. It's just, it's just a matter of how you build it and where you build it. You can build as small or as big as you want. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You have your PC connected to TV, and you have exactly the same experience here. And yes, this picture mode, I guess that's the more of a software part. If that's your niche. If you want, less things in your PC, and if you only know that your PC is gonna be used for gaming, then be a
yeah.
great choice for that. But nothing here is really
I think, yeah,
uh,
just you just said it right there. Like if it's used for only gaming, this is perfect. That's what I think that Xbox and Valve, I mean, and yeah, Xbox and Valve are trying to go for. I think the next Xbox actually gonna do that. It's gonna do both. It's gonna give you the console X experience, of course, and it's gonna give you the PC experience as well. It's gonna have a Steam app. It's gonna have all the PlayStation games there. It's gonna have all the PC games and all the Xbox games with Game Pass. You have everything. So it's like if you can get everything in one place, just like PC, why wouldn't you want to do that? Why would you want to go for another console that it's not going to be as strong or as powerful as the PC? A PC that has everything. You know what I mean? And then you can upgrade it. You can upgrade your PC. You don't have to wait till the PS7 or the PS8. You could just go ahead and just like, you know what? Let me upgrade my graphics card, or let me add more RAM or VRAM, all this other stuff. I learned about all this shit just recently, bro. Um, but
yeah,
yeah,
and you can definitely run much better because those consoles can only output so much performance, while
yeah,
PC technically have a limitless amount of performance that it can achieve.
and you don't have to wait for anything, for any upgrades. Like I'm pretty sure PlayStation 5 players are waiting for the PlayStation 6. I'm pretty sure Xbox players are waiting for the next Xbox. I'm not waiting for anything. I'm good where I am. I'm just waiting for games. I don't really care about anything else. Like that's just me. But just running all the games and getting the experience of a console and also a PC, and seeing the difference between them. There are some stuff that I don't like. There are some crashes that I had before, and there are some games that weren't running, that they couldn't run on my console, and I bought them, and I bought the game and everything. But I mean, on my PC, and I bought them everything. It didn't work. But when it does work, it's the best place to play, I think. Um, so I'm happy where I am right now and I'm gonna stay on PC for now, until I see something different. And I'm probably not gonna move from PC either, because I also work on my PC. Remember, PC is not only for games. It's also, you can do anything. I can do my music here. I can do my editing, video editing. I can do my YouTube. I can do anything here. So I don't need to worry about um, oh, can't play this, I can't play. Oh, okay. No, everything is here, bro. Everything is in your fingertips. And coming from playing on the Steam Deck and playing on PC when I come home, like picking up where I left off, that experience that Nintendo kind of pioneered, I think, it's now available on PC with the Steam Deck and your personal computer at home. So I've gotten perfect great experience with both handheld and PC. Um, just of course, worry about your crashes and all of that, and that happens. And no console or PC is perfect. It's gonna happen regardless. It could be anything. Have you gotten like a big problem with your PC? Like what was one of your biggest problems?
Well,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, you had one.
yeah, I did, I suppose, because there could be any possible problem could happen on the PC, but now that's the thing. If you know how to fix it, if you right.
Did you need to ever like buy a piece, or like I'm gonna have to buy more RAM. I'm gonna have to buy another SSD card. I'm gonna have to buy another graphics card. Did you ever run into these kind of problems?
No, if those problems arise, then buy the parts. But No, it's those problems are more most likely exactly the same as in the console problems where you have a defective piece or something like that where the console itself don't work. But most of the time, the only reason why would you buy any any new parts is exactly for an upgrade
Yeah, yeah.
and nothing really else.
Okay, okay. So my one of my experiences that I had, connecting my, which is I think is a display problem, connecting my PC to my 4K OLED TV, where I had to like switch the resolution and change it to what was that mode, the VRR mode, so I can get all the experience on the TV. Um, and it dims the brightness a bit and all of that, but it ran good. I had to tweak a couple of things here and there, and I was still learning what to do and everything. And I googled a lot of things, YouTubed a lot of things, and just got it working finally after a while. And I was playing, what was the game? Assassin's Creed Shadows was like one of my first games that I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this on the big screen, and also on my Steam Deck, but I want to play this on the big screen. So I did that. Yeah, had a little bit of technical problems with the visuals on the big screen, not on my desktop. On my desktop and on my screen monitor was running smooth like butter. It looked amazing. It still looks amazing to me. Um, but on my big screen, which I want to lay back, and play like a console experience, I had a bit of an issue where with the HDR, with I think the frame rate used to drop a lot. It wasn't running as smooth or whatever. But then I figured out that it was my TV. It wasn't ever my PC. My TV, how you had to mess with the settings and all of this stuff and everything and get it to work. And also you had to plug the HDMI where it goes and all of that. So yeah, all that, it was a bit of a headache and everything, but I finally got it. I got the experience. I just, as soon as I put it on my TV, I press the button on the middle and it turns into big picture mode, and I'm all in. The signing in problem, that's a problem. I don't like that. But that's everywhere, right? You have to sign in to the EA, you have to sign in to the Ubisoft. That's another thing that I really don't like, and it's irritating, especially that when it doesn't remember you, and that makes you sign in again. That's one of the things that gets me upset. But um, you said something about that, about having to just have one place where, like you said, like the signing in and all of that stuff. Like you told me about that.
Yeah, those those I guess a couple of years ago. That's why we have all those launchers. A war were happening. That everyone is deciding to separate themselves. Probably started somewhere around E3 when That's why we don't have E3 anymore, because everyone got a little selfish and thought that they could do it themselves. Well, and now no, everyone decided to separate and no one is together. Let's work together. How about that?
Yeah, yeah,
But
that's
but
seen that. I've noticed that like everybody does their own showcase now, so it's like,
yeah,
yeah,
well, and that kind of spilled into in a sense, into a launchers that every obviously for money, every company have their own launcher, so you know they want you very be on their side and not the other side. They want you to be in their hands, doing the things the way they want it. But yeah, in that sense, consoles and PC in comparison, very much consoles is very much a convenient experience like that compared to PC. But PC basically can do everything that consoles does do and more,
yeah,
basically, and that's the bottom line. and
yeah,
and also another bottom line is that I mean, we can say it straight that console players are not really a gamers really like that. Back in the day maybe they were, when the consoles were the only way to play. But right now, if every almost every game that you can play on a console, you can play on PC. At this point, your console players are basically just are, are exactly the people that I talked about, that don't care about the games, and they
there are few,
really.
there are few that are like my friends. Well, we're old school though, that's why you can't really like. I say the millennials are gamers, but they're, you know more like my friends. They play video games. They do play video games.
Well, in that
Not as
sense, are
much.
they the gamers then?
Yeah,
really,
they
because
are.
it just because they enjoy a couple of games here and there, and
Yeah.
do them constantly. Does that mean are they gamers, or it just means that they are a little little addicted little boys that this have their little routine here and there.
No, no. I
Because
think
if they
we.
were true, because if they were true gamers, I think if you're a true gamer and I have some brain in your head, you would definitely choose PC. No questions asked.
Yeah. No, but it's just that millennials, we tend to come from console, like I told you,
Yeah,
and
you're old.
we're shut up, and we tend to we like I said,
A
we
bit
like
conservative.
we like the ease of use of just pressing a button and playing, and just not
Yes,
worrying
you
about
definitely
all the
do.
technical problems that come with PC. We don't want to deal
Oh,
with that.
the
We,
third person
over the
view
shoulder,
players.
yes, over the
Yep.
shoulder,
Th-
story driven, yes. We like that.
Yes.
um we like that a lot, but then and now is a totally different story. And I can tell you right now, one of my first games on PC was Oregon Trail. I don't know if you know that game. And I played that shit in green and black. That was the color of the PC. Green and black. um so I come from that. I played a couple more games too, the Tetris and all of that stuff, but in school, when I was in school. um so I know, that was actually my first time, actually playing a video game. Oh, even though I played on arcades, and I played Atari and all of that. But just consoles come a long way, and it is unfortunate that consoles are in their, I think, to my personal opinion, I think they're in their last run, because consoles are now going to be turned into mini PCs. So you can call it a console if you want to, but they're gonna be mini PCs. That's what a PlayStation is. A PlayStation 5 is, and that's what an Xbox is. They're mini PCs without all the other bloat. Because that's what, if you can see the handheld of Xbox and Asus, what they're doing is they're eliminating Windows, like minimizing Windows in that handheld, so you could just, concentrate on video games. But you do have the option to go into Windows and do what you want to do as well. And I think that's what the future is for console gaming. It's just gonna happen. And if these consoles want to get more stronger and stronger, it's gonna be more expensive, and it's gonna reach the point, which I think already has reached the point with the PlayStation 6. I mean 5 Pro, and the PlayStation 6 coming out soon, being around about 800 to $1,000, which is a PC that you can get that is probably going to be more stronger than both. But like I said, I see where they're coming from. I see where console players are coming from, and I see what they want, and they want ease of use, and then all Valve and Xbox has to do is cater to that, make it easier for them, and they'll buy your console or mini PC, whatever it's going to be called at the time. That's what I think.
Yeah,
So
consoles and PC are just like an iPhone and Android, really. An
yeah,
iPhone being a console, it's expensive. But it's very much a
and it's
convenient.
getting more expensive.
Yes.
It's not. What do you think? Thinks they're gonna get cheaper? Didn't they just? I just seen that PlayStation are coming out with another refreshed version of the PlayStation 5, but they're removing gigs from that. So instead of it having 1,000 gigs, it's gonna have like 800. And they're gonna sell it to you at the same price or more expensive, actually, because of the fact that PlayStation went up $50. So things like that, that's not cool. That sucks for the.
And that's why I think console players should stay on consoles.
No,
That's
I
what I
think
think
console
they
players.
deserve.
I think console players should at least try a PC and playing on PC. I think they should, like, if they can borrow a PC from someone and then just install a couple of games that they normally play on their console and just get the experience to see how they feel. I think they'll like it. I think they'll like it a lot. I really do, especially with what Steam does with the big picture mode. And there's a lot of launchers that have big picture modes too, right? You told me about that as well.
Not really.
um and then that's what we like, bro. That's what we like. We like ease of use and a console-like experience where I can connect it to my big screen, sit back on my couch, and play some video games without worrying about anything else. You know. But I like the fact that this is the real big reason why I like the fact is that I can do more than just play video games on my PC. That's the reason that I prefer it be staying here, being here, because of the fact that I can be like, you know what, right now I'm shooting a video right now, right? I can after this I can just jump into Steam and play some video games. I don't have to turn off my on my PC and go to my console and turn it on and play there. I can play right here, sitting down where I'm currently at right now. You know,
I mean, forget about even work. You know, it's just plainly more games on the PC
that's
than
another thing.
on the console.
That's another thing. That's
And
another thing.
matter of fact, a lot of great games that that are actually made by people that have a great stories, passionate designs. People, games that made by people who care.
Yeah,
Are actually PC exclusives, and you cannot play those games on the consoles.
I mean
And
the
that's quite ironic, considering a console being again a little corporate scam like that, and the games are very much reflect the console, concept of a console itself.
yeah.
The games that are being made for consoles are very much exactly like that, like the console
I mean,
itself.
as you can see with the top selling games right now. I mean, like you can see this game. You can consider that a console game, right? You said it's a console game. NBA
Most of
2K.
those are
So
console games,
so
actually.
to me, PlayStation players are playing PlayStation or Xbox players are playing mostly 2K right now, which you can play here, and in better graphics. They're probably
Oh,
playing one of these. Silk Song.
the game.
It's top game right now, and it's
The games on the bottom, that would be considered a games of a PC games. No, in the bottom. Well, there's a Rust, Baldur's Gate, Rivals. I
yeah.
suppose the Rivals there.
I mean, these are the games that people are playing on console, so you can play it here as well. You see how easy it is for us to just go right into Steam and just play these games. But one of the main things that I've noticed, like these PlayStation players and Xbox players and all of that, they all play the same games every year. They play Call of Duty, Madden, NBA 2K, what's the other one? GTA. They play the same games over and over, and Roblox and Fortnite. Those are the ones they play the most. If you look at the top played games on their consoles and everything, are those games, and those are the games that are everywhere. So we always talk about
Well,
that
again,
how games should just go everywhere because it just makes more sense, bro. What were you gonna say?
yeah, and again, as I said, not only console reflects the people, the games that are being made, shallow games for shallow consoles, but also shallow people, play those games. Those people, they play the games to waste some time, not necessarily think or enjoy the process, enjoy the art of the game, and what
I mean,
developers try to
did you see how many developers are for Hollow Knight Silk Song? You know how many developers were here?
like three maybe.
No, freaking three.
Yeah.
And they, I don't know how much concurrent players there are, but the last I checked was 500, and I mean 500,000, and then
Yeah.
that was only on Thursday when it came out. Game is
Yeah.
$20, bro. 20
Yeah,
bucks.
there are certain games like that have a very much strong cultural impact, and again, made by people who cared,
Think that
and
care,
this is
exactly.
and this is what you get, a big cult following, and and
I mean, yeah, I
a big
mean,
success.
overwhelmingly positive reviews. I mean, I don't play these games like that. I would love to play this on my Steam Deck one day, maybe. It's only 20
Yeah,
bucks. I'll
I
probably
won't.
catch I'll probably catch both of them on a sale. I heard it's extremely hard too. It's not easy. Um, but
It's a little 2D Souls like.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it is.
yeah, something like that. So I would probably pick this up one day, but it would be nice to have on my Steam Deck. Um, But yeah, like developers, like, they need to wake up, man. They need to look at this shit and see that you don't have to spend $1,000 billions of dollars trying to create a game and then
Oh,
for it to fail.
I think if people already woken up, and that's why we see so many layoffs, but not for the good reasons though, only for the
But
bad
they take
reasons. Because
and they take so long too to make a game. It takes so long. Like, bro, like how long are you gonna take to make a game? Like, pop out these games, bro. Like, look, the like, I look at it as the console generation. It's pretty much over. Like PS5 and Xbox, this generation is over already. That's it. Next year they're gonna start talking about the next Xbox. The following year after that, the next PlayStation 6 is coming out. It's a new generation. All the new graphics cards are coming out as well. That's it. This generation just got skipped. You know what I mean? Like, and then there wasn't that much games. And then here comes this indie. Here comes this indie game taken over by fucking Storm. What's the other one? Expedition 33 came out of left field and just took over, and that was a small team as well. So like, bro, like, give me a break. I'm not gonna give these developers any freaking like me. Like, you can't pass by me and make me want to buy your game because it has all these graphics and all this stuff. I don't care about that, man. If you give me a good game, if everybody overwhelmingly positive, everybody's saying the same exact thing, you can't be wrong, man. You can't be like, oh, this game sucks. I could say whatever I want. I could say, hey, I didn't like this game like that. Yeah, I didn't. I played it, finished it. I didn't really like it that much. You know what I mean? I can understand why people like it. I can understand why it's so good. The story and all of that and everything, even though I was so confused with the story. But I can understand why people like it. And I can understand why it's probably going to win Game of the Year. It is. And as this was made by a small team, and the funny thing is, you're gonna like this one, V. It was made by a whole bunch of people that used to work for Ubisoft.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. So they formed their own team and made this game, and now they're up for Game of the Year. I think it's a $50 game. Now you can buy it on Steam for $44.99.
Yeah, well, they had the vision, and in big companies like Ubisoft, people, as I've been telling you a lot, everyone is an idea person, but that's the thing, the difference between a decent, and a person who succeeds, an idea person is, the action at the party, and those people probably either were laid off or decided to quit themselves because they had an idea and they thought, it's a great idea that that is worth pursuing, because in a corporate environments like that, regardless of what ideas you have, you have a board directors, you have this and that, and you have a certain titles that you cannot experiment, you cannot do nothing. You really just an hourly paid employee, and not a creative director of your own vision, really. And that sense, yeah, well, they had their vision, they decided to take a chance, and it paid off. And good for them, I suppose.
Very good for them. So if you guys haven't tried Expedition 33,
and fuck Ubisoft, yeah.
hey, I like Ubisoft. Well, I like old Ubisoft. I don't like new Ubisoft. Ubisoft, they need to get it together, man. But yeah, that was our talk on PC, on console gaming. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, guys, and share the video too to your friends and everybody. Let's get this conversation going with PC and console and the future and what things look like.
Let's beat the dead horse that called consoles. Together.
Yeah. And let's see what happens, man. The future is gonna be bright, man. The future is gonna be bright. Next year, it's gonna be crazy. I can't wait to see all these new hardwares and all of that. I'm not gonna buy them, but I can't wait to see them, to see how the evolution. That's what's gonna happen next year. It's just gonna be a hybrid. I mean, Xbox is about to do it. It's gonna be a hybrid PC console like. So I want to see that. I want to see how they do it. And
AI included.
Of course. So with that being said, thank you so much, guys, for joining us in this video. We'll catch you on the next one. From Raf and
Very.
B. Yeah. Later, man. Later. Peace.
Bye.